Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back and thank you so much for tuning in for the FSL Circuit Mobile Legends between Singapore and Malaysia. Now, we are looking at two teams now, and we are looking in the semi-finals, best of 3 as well. So it's going to be Rogue versus Exoticisim. Not exorcism, because I thought it was exorcism. Exoticism. I may pronounce it wrongly in the heat of the moment, so forgive me if that happens. But anyways, we're looking at the draft soon to be the drafting screen. But I'd like to also engage around with the audience, and I've had quite some fun engaging with the audience in the Facebook chat. And well, what can I say? Sadly, I'm not a female, and maybe no, there would be no chance of me cross-dressing in any time of this tournament. So unfortunately, you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me, and I will be your caster for today, Abstract. So yeah, interestingly enough. So well, the game should be should be going in real soon. But I also like to give a shout out, of course, to our sponsors for this tournament itself. And well, Dreamcore, of course, solid PC. Well, solid PC and super solid, different thing. Alright, so Dreamcore, super solid, creative, as well as overdrive. As for streaming wise, we are streaming onto Facebook as well as YouTube, Yahoo TV, as well as Streamcraft. And of course, this whole tournament is of course supported by for E-Project, that is by Moonton. So everything is well endorsed by Moonton, and game 1 for the semi-finals, or rather the entire semi-finals for between Alphabet versus Imperius, has already been over. For those people who missed that out and you would like to see that, you can hop on and take a look at the videos on demand, the VODs, and hopefully that you can watch more of the action. But for now, we're looking at Rogue versus Exoticism. And well, what can I say? The draft has now begun. Let's take a look. And well, this is going to be game number 1, match number 1 for this best of 3 series. We do have Rogue on the left side and Exoticism at the right side. So red and blue. So Lunox is going to be the first ban coming in from Rogue, understandably so. And for Team Exoticism, I would believe that they will want to ban Kaja. Okay, looks like Selena is going to be the one that's going to be banned out instead. But let's see. As for Team Rogue, Kaya is available. They can think of banning Grok, even Kimi. Kimi is one of the most important one, because well, paintball gun, pew pew pow pow, you wouldn't really want to deal with that. It's more than just a paintball, really. It's really more than just a paintball. For whoever, you know, it's painful. It's painful. As a competitive paintball player before, it is pretty painful. But with Kimi being banned out as well, right here, Lunox is banned, so that too has been is pretty much the foundation of most teams. Bring that out, and you'll be seeing Cho, Arkai, you'll be seeing majors like Kadita, and you'll be able to see marksmen like even Granger or even Claude. So interestingly, we haven't seen Claude in this tournament just yet. So I would really like to see Claude. I would really like to see Granger. Interestingly, Irithel has been played by Alphabet for quite some time. So so like I was saying, Claude, it does seem like they managed to ban out Claude, and Claude has been slipping out of bans for a lot of tournaments in fact. And seeing how Exoticism actually banned out on the Claude, I actually really like that ban. So Kufra in most tournaments has got about 100% BP. 100% bans, 100% picks. So it's an either or situation, and with the Kufra being banned out here, being picked out here, is pretty much right. For the other side, Exoticism, we do have Grok as well as a Harif pickup, understandably so. We've got Grok, good spacer, will be able to make a good spacing, as well as Harif going down with Zaman Force, Chrono Dashes will be able to get really good amount of damage on right on the opponent's side. So for Rogue, it does seem like they're heading out for carry. So carry will be the tank shredder of the team, just to make sure that, you know, Grok cannot overextend himself for too much, because as long as carry is around, Pop pop up your ultimate and really just throw all your light wheels, all the pinwheels, just throw it at Grok. That huge rock monster is apparently afraid of kiddish pinwheels, and it hurts them a lot. And in the meantime, we also have Guinevere that is being picked up right here with Violet Requiem with really good CCs incoming there. So we've got CC oriented team for Rogue. As for Team Exoticism, they need heroes that have good CCs as well. So far, the only kind of CC for Team Exoticism is really just Zaman Force with the slows. They need a good stun. They need a good knockup. In fact, they have already spent out that Diggy just so that they can counter against Guinevere as well as Kufra. But they need heroes such as Cho. Cho can be the fighter. So if they are picking up Cho, then it will be a great lineup. And I think by far they should win in the draft. And it depends on how they play. They should win the game after all as well. So with that said, we do have Leomord that's going to be banned out for them. And finally, we are looking into 5 seconds in the clock. Just a bit more, and Kaya.
Your team is picking.
Completely forgot about that. Interestingly, for Team Rogue, they did not pick up the Kaya. Now, why didn't you pick up the Kaya if you didn't ban the Kaya? But it does seem like Thamus is going to be the one that gets picked up instead of Cho. So that is something that I disagree with. I didn't think that Thamus would be a better pick because they lack that CC. They really need that CC. But they still have one last pick after all, and that is going to be a marksman or another fighter. So in fact, they still can go for the Cho. They can still go for it. Irithel, maybe not really. Granger, maybe not really. I'll still give everything out for Cho. In the meantime, for the opponent side, we do have for Rogue, Gadocatcher as well as Minsita. So Minsita is going to be the fighter, Gadocatcher is going to be the tank alongside with Kufra. So a double tank lineup coming in from Rogue. Nothing out of the ordinary. I really like their lineup after all. We've got good CCs coming in from Kufra, good CCs coming in from Guinevere as well. Not to forget CCs coming in from Gadocatcher as well. The giant slam flying up into the sky, landing off on absolutely weird places, works extremely well for Gadocatcher and just CCs out everyone's team. So for Team Exoticism, they are going to be absolutely absent in terms of CC. Now I completely forgot about another CC, and that is going to be Wild Charge coming in from Grok. But statement still stays, they do not have enough CCs. It's all up to Harley now to burst down the enemy team. They have to burst down carry, go in for the deadly magic followed by a poker trick, and end it off one player at a time. So here we have the game is going to go underway, and let's go on with the introductions. On the red side, we do have Mama Jazz that's going to be playing as Minsita, and I see that Mama Jazz have got quite a following. A lot of people is actually supporting them very much. Now Gadocatcher is going to be played by Angel Yu. Sharif is going to be played by Guinevere. Arya is going to be played... Kufra is going to be played by Arya. And finally, we do have Faizani that's going to be playing on carry. On the flip side, we are taking a look at B that's going to be playing as the Grok. Galleon, I believe I hope that I'm saying it right. Gallon is going to be on to Harley. Jace onto the kill little Diggy, and Asphalt. I hope I'm pronouncing it right as well. Asphalt onto the Thamus, and finally Holly that is on to the Harif. So really aggressive gameplay coming in, but oh, the force of nature as well as the synchrophision coming in deals quite a lot of damage onto Gadocatcher, I believe. But it does seem like he will slowly regenerate his health and will be able to come back into the game real soon. Middle lane should be threatened sometime soon in the future, but here we have everyone is just making sure that Guinevere gets the buff. So here's an interesting thing. I didn't really think that Guinevere will be the one going in mid. I completely forgot about the laning phase when it comes to who goes to where. Guinevere is not something that I'll expect going to mid, but it's going to be an interesting thing to see. Time reverse onto Sheriff, but Mama Jess, HP is low, but here we have a really nice hook, but no follow-ups. It's more of a little bit of a poking mechanism coming in from Mama Jess, and Sheriff as well as Angel Yu just going to relegate himself back to the middle lane with the barrier being blocked up, just to make sure that Angel Yu as well as Sheriff don't just jump straight in onto the opponent's side. Joyce or Jace? Hopefully I'm saying it right. Joyce comes in. Auto alarm bomb deals damage onto Angel Yu and Arya. Ooh, Arya. In the meantime, top lane does seem like we missed out a small little action, sadly, as it is going to be a first blood coming in from Galen. In the meantime, bottom lane, time reverse round to Arya, and Arya is just going to go down solo and gonna catch her. Goes down. We do have the magical thumb coming in from the Sheriff as well. He will be able to do a subsequent amount of damage, but in the meantime, the size coming in from Asphalt, dealing all the damage on the Faizani. Even with the time reverse, we'll be able to push, or rather pull Carry back into position, and down she goes. 2 men down versus 4 men down. It does seem like, Exoticisim has got the upper hand. Galen with the top lane push, top lane kill onto Minsita definitely made quite an impact as well. DK with 1 kill, Thamus with 1, and Holly with 1. And now they're going to fight for the turtle, as Zaman Force is now laid out with a nice wall charge right on the Kufa. Turtle is gonna be slain, coming in with the time journey. And here we have kills after kills. We do have Exoticisim dealing all the damage. The washing machine right on the Faizan. Man oh man, it's just gonna be left with Angel Yu, but pushes him away instead of really just pushing him back to them. Good plays coming in from Exoticisim. 2:7 now, with a total of about 3,000 gold advantage for them. 5 assists for Grok, 1 kill, 2 kill, and most importantly, 3 kills for Harith. Teams are slowly making themselves at home at the jungle, slowly making themselves really comfortable, farming at the lanes, farming at the jungle, and maybe a little bit of stealing of the jungle and killing a little bit here and there. Angel Yu playing at the ghetto catcher, does seem like he's going to be caught in a pinch, and just like that, Force of Nature kills him out. Even the Zaman Force wasn't even needed coming in from Holly, and we have the players getting caught one by one, unfortunately for Team Rogue. And on the flip side, Mama Jazz at a really bad side. He was able to get his hook down, or rather her hook down, but it does seem like it was not going to amount to anything at all, because he just bring 1 man into a 4-man fight. So in fact, making it more tough for Mama Jazz, unfortunately for her. So now, let's try to take a look at things that will be better for Rogue. How can they make this better? So while the pause goes underway, let's just think about this. How can we make things better for Team Rogue? They would want to possibly come together, fight together, because they have a lot of CCs. It's just going to be left out for Kufra to deal the damage. Not to forget Minsita. Minsita is really good at, with his ultimate. Just seals everyone inside. Everyone is silenced within that area of effect. Anyone that is CC'd afterwards can Minsita can just drop that down, and they are just sitting ducks. You can't do anything. You are stuck. You really can't do anything at all. So, when it comes to great team fights, maybe in the later part of the games, you should be in front in terms of kills. You should be able to CC down the opponent's side. You should be able to work it out. So just don't die to being singled out anymore. Just play it safe. Come together as a team. Maybe Kufra as well as, Guinevere. All these 2 heroes have to be together most of the time. So I wouldn't say that Exoticisim is doing extremely well as well. I mean, they are, kind of snowballing a little bit, with currently 13,000 gold on them, on their heads, with about 4,000 gold lead, I believe. I'm really bad with math, so I'm not too sure whether I'm calculating that right, but about 4,000 gold in lead, so it should suffice them with good amount of items. So I believe that Lightning Truncheon maybe is available, or maybe, I'm not too sure about Harley though, maybe wants to go for Calamity Reaver or something along the lines, but the damage should be there for Thamus, especially for Harith. Harith definitely wants to go for the Reaper. He wants to go for the Reaper. She wants to go for the Reaper. So well, the damage should be there. So they need to single out whoever is of the highest kill, of the highest goal, to stop them from continuing to farm and to continue to snowball. That is what Sharif, Mama Jazz, and Angel Yu should do. In fact, maybe Mama Jazz not quite much. Sharif, Angel Yu, and Arya. That is what these three should really do. Top lane turret will now be threatened and killed off by Harley, and that is going to be down. We got Bloodlust X coming in from Thamus. Mid lane will go down. The Whirling Scythe right onto Angel Yu, not being able to do quite much. Unfortunately, he's level 4 now, and it does seem like a good kill coming from Arya will be able to secure that. Harley goes down, and here we have the bouncing ball right on the Joyce. Not going to do anything. HP is low, just a little bit. Spatial migration will be able to get the kill for Sharif, and here we have Holly just going to slowly make his way. Holly farming a little bit. It's not going to go for the kill against Arya or Angel Yu. They're just going to slowly fall back now and not going to be complacent. Here we have the force of nature, the helicopter right onto Arya. But it's just going to turn into a little basketball. Bounces himself away and out of that like a little meme that he is. Now Asfarth going to relegate himself all the way to the bottom lane with the Whirling Scythe. Just clear things out. While Holly B as well as Joyce takes out the turtle. So now that that is down, bottom lane turret should be scary. Angel Yu and Mama Jazz really shouldn't be farming there because they have took down the turtle, right? That means that there should be quite some people around this vicinity. And it does seem like it is going to be the case. The auto alarm bomb will be used as a turret, will be used as a little bit sentry ward. And here we have with a kill coming in from Grok right on top of Mama Jazz's head. So here's the thing: you should not defend your turret alone. You should come together and try to pincer down your opponent's side, and that is what you should do. The thing is, Rogue isn't doing that badly as well. They got a total of 12,000 gold. And Athena Shield has been picked up by Grok. Let's take a look at a little bit of item. Curse Helm coming from Kufra is kind of not that high. We got Ogre Tomahawk, and hold on a second, as we do have a kill from Sheriff and Concentrated Energy. This is really good. This is really good for Guinevere, and Guinevere should be able to slowly snowball from this point on. But her goal rather, is really close to Grok, which is the support. And here we have a kill coming in for Mama Jazz. Mama Jazz with that hook, and I believe that our ultimate will be successfully silencing down that Harith, and that is what you need to do as the as a Mincita. Silence down Harith. Even though if he drops down the Zaman Force, you won't be able to cast any chrono dashes. So zone them out. Make sure Holly is within your area of effect for your ultimate. So that's the main thing. That is ultimately the main thing. I would like to see the underdogs to win at this point of time. It's not that I'm biased, but I would really want to see turnarounds after turnarounds. Let's say Rogue managed to turn around, they got the upper hand lead. I would then support Exoticisim, and it pretty much goes like a seesaw here and there, and that would give everyone a really great game to watch and a really great game to cast as well. Angel Yu, Arya, Mama Jazz, as well as Sheriff gonna put themselves middle lane, and finally the endless battle is gonna be picked up onto Faizani, and she should be ready to rock and roll and rumble on the opponent's side and melt down B. Sometime soon, maybe sometimes. Arya does seem like she's a little bit out of context, a little bit far ahead. In the meantime, we do have Faizani at the top lane doing a little bit of split farming, really good as he's trying to go for that little minion. And in the meantime, just just gonna be stealing that off. Angel Yu cuts off in between. Not really sure what she's trying to do, but in the meantime, they have to stop Thamus. They don't have any CCs. Here's the bad thing. We do have B coming in close. We got Power of Nature. Not gonna land. In the meantime, Harley gets that kill. We got Bouncing Ball from Arya right onto the rest of the team. And Asfarth is just gonna go straight in. And we do have got a catcher. Jumps in. We got Time Journey right onto the entire team. But Sheriff is just gonna be solo. The Spatial Migration not gonna get him out with the Time Journey as well as the Time Reverse. Just gonna lock down the enemy side. Angel Yu tries to get herself out of that fray. HP is low, but it does seem like she will be able to get out of all the danger with a sliver of health. There's really nothing much that Roach would have done. It's like a case of any pot in the storm. If they were to go to bottom lane, they would probably be singled out by Galen that is playing as the Harley. If they go to top, they need to defend. So at the point of time, really, defending at the top lane is the best situation so far, even though all of the situations seems really, really bad. So in terms of gold farm, that is the main problem for Team Rogue, because they are already behind in farm. We've got Team Exoticisim that's got all the turrets. Top lane turret is down, bottom lane turret is down. The inhibitor turret that is only be left out is middle lane. It's gonna be tough, and the Lord has been taken as well. This is the point of time when Exoticisim would want to go for that trifecta push, and it is going to be menacing. It's going to be scary. Thalmus should have pretty good farm. I believe that I saw that Thalmus have got the Bloodlust Axe, but has recently picked up the Wings of the Apocalypse Queen as well as Endless Battle with a total of 4 kills and 5 assists. Nothing is going to phase S4 at this point on and forth. We do a time reverse right on to injure you. The tanks, they are not able to soak up any damage at this point of time. Look at it, look at the health of Arya. It's already down to half HP. B going in with the power of nature. The Lord, level 1 Lord at that in the top lane. And here we do have Zaman Force gonna be taken down and just gonna go out for a synchro fusion. We do have also the magical thumb. We do have the spatial migration. The amazing play coming from Guinevere, but she will still go down, and all in all, the core will go down as Thalmus knocks down onto the core together with the creeps at the bottom lane. So once again, congratulations to both teams. They both did really, really well. Exoticisim definitely worked themselves up and up on the ladder. They got the objectives down, they got some turtles, they got the Lord, and not to forget, they are singling out enemies one after another. Remember I said that, they don't really have much CCs after all. In fact, you don't really need CCs if you're going for objectives, or maybe when the opponent side, they are not aggressive, you're not going for all out 5 versus 5 clash, 4 versus 4 clash kind of thing. So you just focus on the damage, and it does seem like that is what's going on. Holly, 6 kills, 2 deaths, 9 assists. They're really going straight out to do that damage. So before the opponent side is able to react, their HP is already down to half HP, and they are not able to go back in for the CC play to turn things around, and that is what makes this team so scary. I haven't been able to, analyze the pre-draft properly, because I keep thinking, you don't have CC, but you have got a good proper lineup. What's going to happen from then and thereforth? Because I really appreciate the opponent side's draft at this moment of time, but it does seem like they wasn't aggressive, or maybe they're just being picked up one after another. So here we have game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, for this semi-finals best of 3 match. And before we go for game number 2, we're just gonna go in for a really short break, and we'll be back to you guys for game number 2 drafting stage. We'll see you then. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and welcome back to the FSL Circuit Mobile Legends for game number 2. Match 2, game 2 for the semi-finals, by the way, best of 3. So here we have Rogue versus Exoticisim. So of course, Exoticisim was the one that managed to clinch out the first victory against Rogue, even though I preferred Rogue's lineup. All in all, Exoticisim did manage to prove me wrong, and you know what? Stomped over the lineups of Rogue for game number 1. So hopefully that we'll be able to see, a little bit of a comeback, and maybe Rogue will be able to, change things up. Maybe they would be able to go for more objectives, go a lot more aggressive, because aggressiveness is going to be the main thing of this entire series. If you go aggressive, well, opponent can be aggressive back, then well, both sides aggressive, then well, you'll see 5v5, right? And that is the main part of MLBB. Big game fights. And literally just fight for the throne, fight for the core, or something like that. But never mind about that, let's take a look into the banning pick, or rather the bans. So we do have Claude as well as Selena that's going to be banned out here. Understandable. Claude is being banned out is understandable. For Selena though, I didn't really quite expect the Selena as well. Selena can be really excruciating to work with. It's really hard to play as well because it's really all about landing that abyssal arrow. In the meantime, on the opponent side, they ban out Kufra as well as Diggy. Oh, I see something nice. So picks up, we do have Exoticisim going out for the Grog pickup, and as for Rogue side, we do have Harif and Esmeralda. Now I really like Esmeralda. It just gives so much space. So much space that is almost disturbing. Just so disturbing with the amount of shields that she's able to generate. Like that. Honestly, that isn't fair. That really isn't fair. Well, on the opponent side, we got a pickup for Lunox as well as a Minotaur pickup. So really nice. We do have the double tank matchup, or rather a double tank pick, followed by a Lunox as the mage. So Lunox goes to mid together with Grog or even Minotaur. The amount of CCs is pretty good here. As for the opponent side, for Team Rogue, they already have Cho. So the question is, Cho is going to be a fighter or is Cho going to be a tank? So that is the biggest question of everything. Everyone will always ask that kind of question. Now, we are looking at the Phase 2 bans, and what can we think? We can think of Team Exoticisim to ban out Diggy actually, because they've actually picked up the Minotaur, they picked up Grog. It's understandable that they banned the carry, to be honest. It's really understandable. But it's one thing. There's a lot of heroes that you can choose to ban. It's really tough to say it that way. So they banned out the carry instead. But what I thought could have done better was that they banned Claude as well as carry for the first phase, because you don't exactly need to ban out the Selena, because you're going for double tank, right? Selena is very based on the abyssal arrow, so any tanks can eat up and absorb that arrow just to make sure that your farmers do not get hit by the abyssal arrow. So that if they ban Claude and carry, that means that their final ban can be Diggy, just so that they can prevent the opponent's side from picking up that Diggy. So here we have a final ban of Kimmy coming in for Team Rogue. A Granger.
Your team is picking.
Interesting. I wasn't quite thinking of Granger. I wasn't quite thinking of Carry, Claude, or even, Kimmy being banned out. But sure, Granger is still great. When it comes to marksman, Granger should fit the role pretty well. In the meantime, on the opposite side, Exoticisim, it does seem like Exoticisim is going to go for that Thamos pick, which works. And it does seem like they are not going for a single marksman. They have to go for early game initiation, early game fight out, and they have to be aggressive, really aggressive. And on the flip side, Rogue, we're looking at Kai. Could it be? But it really gonna be Arkai? If it's going to be an Arkai pick, that means that Cho is not the tank. Cho would be the fighter / assassin. Gotta catch her. Sounds about right. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. But I would still prefer Arkai though. But it doesn't really matter. Here we have, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2. This could potentially be the last game between these two if Exoticisim were to be the one that wins this game. But if Rogue wins their game, then well, we'll be looking at the 3rd series for these semi-finals, and that is going to be hell of interesting. So now we have, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through with the introductions of the team members. We have Harley that's going to be playing on Guinevere, Joyce onto Thamos, Galen going to be playing on Lunox. Previously, Galen was playing as the Harif. We do have B onto Grog and Asphalt that was on the Thamos, now playing as Minotaur. On the opposite side, we do have Mama Jess going to be on Ghetto Catcher, Enjoy You playing as Esmeralda, And we're just going to hold on thought for a little while as Arya is going to be playing on the Cho, Faizani playing as the bursty marksman called Granger, and Mama Jess on to Ghetto Catcher. So it does seem like things are going pretty normal? Not normal. Not exactly normal. I didn't expect that Cho would be the one going into mid. I was expecting that either Ghetto Catcher or even Esmeralda will go to mid, because it would be a pretty good thing for Esmeralda to go to mid. But instead, they are both going to go to the top lane. They're going for a 2-2-1 move off with Granger right here farming down the bottom lane. And does seem like, oh, Granger. Right, so Granger might have some connectivity issues right there, but doesn't matter. We're just going to go straight in and take a little bit of a look more into the laning phase. So what can the rest of this team do? We're looking at Exoticisim. They have the Harif, they have the Cho. They are going to counter jungle on the opponent side and try to steal that buff, and so will Galen, so will Holly, as well as B. They're fighting out at the opponent's jungle, and they would want to steal that buff as well. And right after that, I think that they can actually rotate around and try to get kills. In fact, it seems to be pretty good for Rogue, because Exoticisim, we have one man at the top lane, and that is going to be Thamos. 4 men against 1. You just have to dive the turret. Just dive the turret. There is literally nothing else that Thamos could do. He's just dead mid. Just literally dead mid. So Thamos have to be extremely careful. As for Granger wise, well, no one is in the lane. Can't exactly be sandwiched if there's no one in front. You need to have the bread at the top and the bottom to make into a sandwich. It's not a sandwich if the bread is only at the bottom side. So Granger should be able to get away from that kind of gank if Lunox, Guinevere as well as Grok were to rotate around and go for a proxy lane there. And here we have Faizani is back. We'll be able to grab a little bit of a farm here and there. In the meantime, let's take a look at Sharif as well as Arya, as they will successfully and hopefully successfully get down the buff. Grok comes straight in. The steal not coming in for the steal, but Sheriff will be able to get himself away with the chrono dash. Arya low in HP, should be able to get himself Jikundu and Shumpo himself out of all of the danger, and it does seem like Rogue will be able to get away unscathed. Not exactly unscathed. Arya is low in HP, so is Angel Yu, but doesn't matter because they didn't die just yet. But it does seem like Arya is really well bold at this moment in time, and really bold plays, but it looks like he will use the flicker to get himself out of all the danger, and he will be able to get away. Rather, she will be able to get away with a sliver of health. Really close game coming in from Exoticisim. A lot of resources were spent to try to kill the Cho, but the quick reflections coming in from Rogue really just made things worked out. In the meantime, bottom lane, it does seem like power of the Order Chaos will be casted out from the Lunox, and all the Chaos assaults right onto the head of Granger. Just exactly nothing that Granger could do. If you see a Lunox going in for power of the Order Chaos, you're dead efficiently if you are a tank. And here we have Holly jumping in with a really good magical thump, but unfortunately she's still at level 3. She does not have Violet Requiem just yet. Turtle is going to be contested by Exoticisim. The objectives is going to be under siege. It's going to be a stolen turtle today, but it does seem like not. The Minoan Fury coming in from Minotaur will be able to just push the Harif all the way straight up. In the meantime, get a catcher low in HP. The power of the Order Chaos, the buff is right on the Galen. Will be able to get some Chaos Assault damage right onto Arya. HP is low, but Arya will be able to get away alive. Middle lane, a little bit of a threatened. The only kind of objectives that is taken out so far is going to be Turtle, and the lead is not that high just yet, so it is entirely fine. We do have Falling Star Moon from Angel Yu right on the Joyce. Take a look at the amount of shields. It is not even healing, it's just shields that overstack your health. That's why it is so annoying, and it is just stuff. Well, in the meantime, it does seem like really nice magical thumb is just going to be executed coming in from Guinevere, followed by the Zaman Force that's just going to be opened up by Sheriff. Just going to go back and forth with the Chrono Dash, just dealing all the damage right on the Thamus, but of course with the Cauldron Inferno, just going to have so much sustainability. Joyce, get himself away, but unfortunately, the shots coming straight in, followed by the Synchro Fusion. The damage is way too high. Even the sustainability from Thamus was not able to keep him up and running. In the meantime, Lunox just doing Lunox stuff. Going straight in, power of the Auto Chaos, just wiping out Granger. Granger is having a really bad time at the bottom lane, and they should kill Lunox ASAP. With a Way of the Dragon coming straight in, right on the Lunox. But the power of the Auto Brilliance coming in from Galen will be able to get himself away, and now power of the Chaos Darkening coming in from Galen, just wiping out Arya. Arya goes down. Asphalt, HP slow. Asphalt, there is a really nice Petrify coming in, but Asphalt is just going to stay alive from all of that danger. And Galen and Asphalt will stay alive and win against that 2v3 fight. It was almost a 2v2 fight, and they have turned things around with 7-2 with a total of about 3,000 gold lead on top of their heads. Mid lane and bottom lane turrets has successfully went down. Top lane we still have Thamus farming all with her might. The whirling sights is slowly advancing around the enemies and injure you. Well, what can I say? Esmeralda really have to join in team fights, because bottom lane it does seem like Turtle will be contested with Lunos taking the helm of all that stuff with the power of the Auto Chaos. I think she used power of Auto Chaos to actually secure that Turtle. There's quite a lot of things that Rogue is unable to do. They are now clumping up together to try to get the buff, so that is okay. Nothing much out of the ordinary, but they need to try to single out one opponent, but that is going to be a really difficult thing. They have to, bet it all on Esmeralda, because let's take a look. Esmeralda with a total of 3,000 gold, Cho with 1.6k gold. That is actually really sad and really bad. In the meantime, top lane Asphalt just trying to get himself away. Here we have Spatial Migration as well. Oh, a pause right in the middle of a team fight. That is going to be bad. I'm not too sure if whether is who's the one that's having a little bit of technical difficulty, but in the meantime, let's just digress and understand a little bit more about that previous team clash. So Lunox is available at the top side of the lane, and looking at it, it doesn't seem like she have ultimate. It doesn't seem like we're able to see whether she's on chaos or she's on order. So if she's on order, then well, she doesn't have brilliance. So with that said and done, we'll slowly have to see how Lunox will transition into the team fight. We have Mama Jess, Arya, and Angel Yu surrounding Holly. So that is going to be the difficult part for Holly. Holly that is playing as the Guinevere. It doesn't seem like it's going to be there was a knockup. I don't think that's a knockup, or maybe the knockup is on Angel Yu. She can go for Violet Requiem, but I don't think that is going to make much difference. It's tough to say. It's tough to say exactly what can happen, but based on gold and items alone, I would say that, Rogue should try to go for one kill and then back off. Go for one kill and don't overextend, don't be complacent, and just pull back, because they need one kill one at a time, slowly. Oh, that is the Spatial Migration from Holly, so that's fake. And here we have Asphalt. I think he's enraged with the Ghetto Catcher and Minnow and Fury right on the 4 people. But unfortunately, Holly wasn't able to get a nice knockup, but he still was able to get a kill on the Arya, and so is Ghetto Catcher. There we have the mega kill coming in from Lunas. The power of the Chaos Darkening just going to continuously spam down and rain down the Chaos Assault right onto Harith. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 4 men down. Top lane turret will now be under siege, and now even bottom lane, it is a complete wipeout. It is a complete wipeout for Exoticisim. Rogue is completely underfarmed. Rogue does not have 3 turrets now, and now Exoticisim is up by about 4,000, sorry, about 6,000 gold lead, and that is bad. Arya, what are you doing? Arya going in from a little bit of Jikundo, Mama Jazz, just working things around. Oh, Angel Yu, oh, Mama Jazz, oh, knocking back up, and also power of the Chaos Darkening. The Guinevere is just doing so much work, as was able to get more and more kills, racking up on her heads. So Really, they are getting more items, more kills, and literally is going to be an arrow in their quiver. So getting more kills, getting more items literally just boosts their attack power. In the meantime, for Rogue, they're just throwing their bodies over to the opponent's side. And wait a moment, Bloodlust X onto Esmeralda. Okay, that's not something that I normally see. Okay, interesting. I would expect at least Wings of the Apocalypse Queen for a little bit more sustainability, but we'll see exactly how that's going to work out for Esmeralda, because well, Bloodlust X does give a little bit of health lifesteal as well, but I would like to see how that will work out for Esmeralda. I'm not going to denounce anything yet. Who knows, maybe it could be the game changer for Angel U and also for Team Rogue. Waiting out, being extremely patient. We have Asphalt not on enrage yet. She's waiting for the right time, waiting to be enraged, go in for the stomp, enrage, stomp again, and then Minoan Fury. So that is what Asphalt want to do. The enrage bar, they're waiting it out. Joyce picks up the endless battle. Mid lane second tier turret is going to be the only second tier turret that is available. It's going to be bad for Rogue. It's going to be so bad for Rogue. How exactly can they turn this back on? Arya does have Way of the Dragon. They can single out a single enemy, but maybe, just maybe, the damage isn't high enough. They need to coordinate, and you know, everyone just follow onto Arya's, you know, callouts. If Arya Way of the Dragon one person, kick back this one person and kill this one person. In fact, it may not be a really good idea to kick back Lunox, because she can go to power of the order. She can go to the power of the Order Brilliance, get himself away from all that danger, and then come back in with power of the Chaos Darkening and just wipe everyone out. That would just mean that you have wasted Way of the Dragon. You have wasted so many other skills on a hero that you can't kill. So find a way to get a kill that is guaranteed. Falling Star Moon launches herself into the pits of death, literally down into the abyss. Angel U completely wasn't able to get the communications right. Went straight in, instantly melted like a knife through butter. And at this moment of time, they can't figure out, or rather they can't allow one person to jump in and then allow for the follow-up. They need to have more than one people jumping in. So as you can see right here, we have Team Exoticisim pretty much doing the same thing. They make sure that they are playing safe. One person joins in. Asphalt goes in for the Minoan Fury round to Arya, but no follow-up just yet. B channeling up the Force of Nature. Synchrophasion coming in from Sheriff, but not going to do quite much just about yet. The Lord is available, but it does seem like they are not interested. Exoticisim is not interested. Top lane, Thamus currently under siege by 3 men, but Corner Inferno, take a look at that sustainability. 4 men against 1, but he's still alive, he's still very much alive. But after all, it is still 5v1 after all. Even with the Corner Inferno, you will not stay alive, but it is a juicy bait. It's such a juicy bait due to the fact that bottom lane is, the Lord is now being slayed down. It's 1 Thamus for 1 Lord. Honestly, it's worth it. It is very worth it. Thamus already is pretty farmed up. Let's take a look. 7,000 gold. 7,000 gold on his head. Wizard Boots, there's a Bloodlust Axe, as well as Endless Battle. In the meantime, on the opponent's side, well, let's just say that Thamus does have about double of each of their individual heroes' gold in total. Not in total, but individually. So it should be pretty okay. In the meantime, Sheriff goes down, unlocks the key for the Zaman Force. Chronos around, but still not enough, because you are fighting against Galen after all. It is a Lunox, and it is Chaos Assault at a completely different degree. Athena Shield gonna be picked up on the Joyce. Even more Constitution onto Thamus, this is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be a Dofecta push right here in the middle lane. Oh no, it's just going to be a push right here in the top lane. A lot of CCs. The falling Starmon, but a Minnow and Fury coming in on the 2-man. But unfortunately, Esmeralda goes down. The Magic Thumb is not going to do quite much, but Arya goes straight in. Jikundo tries to get himself out. Unfortunately, wasn't able to. Faizani gets himself out. The Zaman force dashes to and fro, but the core goes down, and it is really unfortunate for Rogue as they are not able to kill the Exoticism, the team of Exoticism in time. And here we have a 2-0. Congratulations once again to Team Exoticism, and as they are able to win in this semi-final series with two, well, basically they did not even yield a single point over to Team Rogue. And that will mean that Exoticism will be going up to fight against Team Alphat. And on the flip side, at the bronze match, we'll have Team Rogue fighting against Team Imperius. So I would really be excited to see how the bronze match as well as the grand finals match will play for us. If I'm not wrong, we'll be looking at the bronze match first. I'm not too sure, but we will get back to you on that when the stream goes live again. But in the meantime, I would like to thank each and every one of you for watching and tuning in. And well, I got a message. Bronze first. We'll be taking a look at bronze first, then grand finals. So once again, thank you for each and every one of you from tuning in, no matter whether you are from from Facebook, Yahoo TV, or even from Streamcast. Be extremely vocal about it. Tell us which team you're supporting, which specific individual that you're supporting. Are you a friend of this specific individual? Well, let us know, shout it out, let everyone know and understand your support. So in the meantime, we're going for a short break. We'll see you guys back again for the bronze match. See you then.